Baja California, the peninsular state of Mexico branching from California's southern border. Wow, what a beaut. The area inland is largely mountainous, speckled with arid deserts featuring a vast array of flora and fauna that can survive the harsh heat and bitter cold. These organisms have evolved in many spectacular ways to endure this oppressive climate. Hopefully they will be able to keep sustaining life as the effects of the changing climate continue to ravage the world around it. Speaking of organisms capable of tolerating a climate drier than a tofu dog, check out this guy, the cordon cactus, Pachyserias pringlei, a cactus native to the peninsula that looks remarkably like the saguros of the American Southwest. Luckily, these cordons are not as available or desired by hipster homeowners driving the poaching and black market sales of its saguro relatives, a market that can fetch hefty prices for such plundered flora, up to $100 a foot. A market that has forced park rangers to microchip tag these specimens to track in case they are removed from the national park. But I digress. These cacti use remarkable evolutionary mechanisms to survive this intense heat and dry temperatures, like developing a thick, waxy cuticle on their trunks to accommodate the sparse water. Baja only gets about 10 inches of rain annually, so these ancient cacti better make sure they can hold on to as much as they can. This is facilitated by crassulacean acid metabolism, or CAM photosynthesis. You see, most angiosperms have leaves coming from their branches to perform photosynthesis, where carbon dioxide is transformed into oxygen and sugar energy. Leaves have tiny pores on their undersides called stomata that release the oxygen byproduct of photosynthesis. This leads plants to transpire their internal water supply as it evaporates out of these pores. Very bad if it is hot and dry where you live. So cacti gather light energy during the day and open their stomata for gas exchange at night. This all happens in the corpulent trunk and branches of the cacti, where the flesh can have cellular vacuoles large enough to store all of these components. Through the marvelous mechanism of evolution, leaves turned into spines to protect the cacti from other hungry animals. Get a load of this husky fella, the barrel cactus. Barrel is actually a colloquial term for two stout cacti genera, Phaerocactus and Echinocactus. This commonly stolen cactus has subspecies that are endangered, and its smaller stature makes it easy for smugglers to remove from natural parks, sell on Etsy, and have it die on your windowsill from overwatering. Just look at this guy. This barrel cactus is in bloom, and you can see its delicate stamens surrounding its blossoming stigma just waiting for the last bee in America to fly in and wiggle around. Flower pollination leads to formation of seeds inside of a fruit used to entice animals to spread and propagate these seeds in the hope that they will germinate, root, and grow. You can see the fruits growing on these cholla cacti, Cylindropuntia acanthocarpa, ready to distribute seeds across the Sonoran Desert. As we move towards the coastal regions of Baja, we find clumps of these flowering halophyte succulents, which photosynthesize energy differently than cacti, as well as the majority of flowering trees and plants you see in your day-to-day life. This salt-tolerant succulent creates energy by fixing absorbed carbon dioxide into a 4-carbon acid in the mesophilic cells, where it is then processed in the chlorophyll of the bundle sheath cells that surround the main leaf veins. This mechanism allows for the plant to have greater control over the molecular oxygen it contains and processes. Unfortunately, these succulents can't control how much you water them, as they sit on your desk, drowning to death.